Hey guys, J-Man here. And we finally are starting our fantasy verses. So everybody knows that we did our space opera verses. We had a lot of fun doing that last year. We thought, what are we going to do for this next one? We're like, let's do fantasy movies of the 80s. So there's actually going to be a lot of now I don't want to say rules, but there are going to be some sort of rules to how this is going to work, and we're gonna pick the 8 movies today. So today we're gonna decide on the 8 movies that'll fill out this template here. Okay. And we're not gonna do it like last time, because last time we went through and did every single round, but we're not gonna really do it that way because that actually took up a lot of time, and also because we discussed a lot of the movies in round one, there wasn't a lot more to add. So we might like couple them up a little bit. We'll save the final one for a stream, but we'll shorten It'll be like half as many streams, or maybe 2/3 less streams than before. So today we're going to pick the qualifying movies, and we're going to go through the rules and all that in just a second. Quick updates tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big show. We've got Rick Verbanis coming on. He runs the Captain America comic book fans podcast as well as the Facebook group. He's going to join Sean and I for a classic comics review. We're going to talk about Captain America number 100 right there. I just got a graded copy, my second ever CGC comic book, 4.5. Captain America 100, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. I mean, it doesn't get, well, it really actually doesn't get any better, at least in the art department. I've been rereading all the caps. We're probably going to talk about Tales of Suspense 97, 98, 99, 100, and then what Cap 100, because they kind of tie into each other. We're going to go through it using my actual scanned copies from the actual comics. So we'll see the ads and stuff too. It won't be like a digital remastering or anything. It'll be the original books the way they looked. So that'll be a lot of fun. And so that's tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Rick's going to join us, and we're gonna really dissect the crap out of those Captain America issues. So that's that. And then next week, Tuesday, Steven and I will be back talking some Women of Wrestling. That'll be on Tuesday, our regular stream. And then next week, there's a little bit of, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. So I will schedule the streams as we go. But those are the 2 next ones that you need to know about. All righty. So that said, let's bring in my first co-host. Hello.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, got the memo? That's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring in our next co-host here.
I'm back.
Right. I'm back. You haven't been on in a while. It feels.
We do the action one, but I haven't been on yours since I think last year, since we wrapped up the tournament. Or no, we did. I thought we did one.
Did we do one? Yeah.
Too much time's gone by, man. It's already March in 2023.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm wearing my big glasses today, which is okay. I can see better.
There you go.
All right. So let me get my notes out here. These are the official Fantasy Versus notepad, which I'm not going to share the screen because it's just a notepad. All right. So let's explain how this is going to work firstly, and then actually I want to get Sean. For some reason, on the actual stream, you're blacked out.
Same on my screen.
You know what?
That is very weird.
I'll try on my phone rather than this computer because I think there's something wrong with this. So
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So you're just a black screen, which it doesn't. Maybe just put your hold on. Put your
okay. We'll do that then.
That works.
Does that work? Yeah.
I'm looking on the. It takes. We're like there's like a delay on the live stream.
Yeah.
It's like a 1 minute delay. Yep. No, that's good. So yeah, you can keep that.
I'll do that then.
It's no big deal. Could not be reached. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, man?
All right. So that's that. Now I also want to get your links up because I know they're in the chat. are there in the description, but I do want to get the links now. Charlie, I actually have the link now to your actual podcast, which is really your main thing is really
podcast.
Is the podcast, right?
Yep.
So the YouTube channel is very sporadic. You sometimes post stuff, right?
We sometimes post stuff. We're live streaming our review about Cocaine Bear Monday. So that's we totally skipped February. So
All right. Okay, so let me get that up. Hold on a second here and get that going. So the link to everyone's channels is in the description of the video and all my other videos, because I just put everyone's links in all my videos, even if they're not there. That's just how cool I am. Let's get the Spotify up here. So this is the main link here for Charlie's podcast.
Yep.
There you go. Make sure that actually works. It does work. All right, good. Okay, so that is good. All right, now we might have Hungry Boy on as well. He's in a different continent, so his timings are kind of all over the place. So I think he might come on later. But this is how we're going to do it. So last time we just kind of picked movies, and then we actually had 16 movies going. And I thought, and that was cool. But what happened was we did 16 movies, and then you get it down to 8. And then once you got to the next level, like that section was kind of long, because the first section was like, okay, we had to get our 8 movies. But then once we had the 8, that took a while because of all of we had just talked about them. It got more interesting when it was just like the final 4 or whatever. That was right. So I thought, why don't we start at 8? And then that way those 4 streams will be really important, because that'll be getting down to the final 4. And I figure that's more important. So I thought, why don't we have a stream today that talks about all the movies that we were even considering, and then we're going to get down to the 8. So I did ask everyone to pick 8, but you didn't have to. You could have picked more, because we're going to discuss them, and we're going to see which ones make it and which ones don't. So let's get one thing out. Let's get sort of the rules of this out of the way right now. This is going to be 80s fantasy movies, obviously. We are doing the male leads. So it's basically like, we're not going to use Red Sonja, right? We're not going to use like, what were the other ones that I was thinking, like Hundra.
Yep.
What else? Just quickly go through, like Barbarian Queen or She, that kind of stuff. So even if the girl is not the main, because sometimes the girl, like, I mean, do you say is Red Sonja the star, or is Schwarzenegger the star? I mean, it's supposed to be Red Sonja is the star.
Right.
So technically that's her movie, Bridget Nielsen's movie, not really Schwarzenegger's. No. So we're going to do a female one separate.
Yep.
So we're doing a female 80s fantasy tournament after this tournament. So that's where we're going to save those. Okay, so first thing to discuss before we even get going is You're the Hunter from the Future. This is a weird movie because it's several genres. I'm good to not include that in this, because we already included it in the other movie and it did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we just say, that's off the table?
I think we take that off the table.
Yep.
I think that's fair, because it does serve both genre. It's a weird movie, right? So it's like it could easily have been in this, no question. It'd be like, oh yeah, Yours has to be in this, right?
Absolutely. But I think we've given it its love and its spot in the spotlight, whatever. So I think giving it to another, I have at least one on my list that's your-ish. So we should be fine.
Okay, so there you go. All right, so let me take a look. So Steve didn't join us today. He threw out a few names just to kind of like get it going. He's going to be here for the tournament, and he's going to watch all the movies. So he's going to be sort of our no baggage guy, right? Because there's going to be me. Oh, I love this as a kid, and then all this bullshit, right?
Right.
And he's going to be so him and I took the same film courses.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, did you take the same film courses as us?
Probably, but not in your
Not
actual
together,
courses.
right?
Yeah.
So you didn't benefit.
He's our control.
Yes,
we're the wild cards with nostalgia and everything else we love.
Right. So he's going to be the control. Right. Exactly. Foreign films. foreign films. Now this I was already thinking, because like if we start, okay, foreign films in the sense of like some movies were, shot in Italy or whatever for budgets and things like that. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes either, because I was already starting to think of some Chinese movies as well. I thought, well, I don't know.
But are they fantasy? Well, are they fantasy or are they martial arts?
Right.
Like we're Conquest is going to be in this conversation.
Correct. And
that's
for
not
sure.
an American Hollywood picture.
Exactly. But Conquest has to be in this conversation, right?
Yeah.
So again, I mean that's Lucio Fulci. So is that a foreign film? Sure. That's technically could not be Rich just said Fulci.
Exactly.
Conquest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lucio Fulci, that's obviously a foreign film, but it is a barbarian kind of movie. So it's gonna have to be we're gonna have to decide it as we go. I can't say yes or no to that, because I'm not saying no to Conquest.
We'll just be fluid with it. I mean, who knows? Someone may recommend one and go, "Oh shit, I never even thought about that."
Exactly.
To me, this sort of pulp barbarian fantasy thing is like it transcends. Yeah. Like I'm fun with, like I don't even see these as foreign movies. It's they're fantasy.
That's movies. Me. I don't think of Conquest as a foreign movie. It was just done by a foreign director. We've got plenty of movies done by foreign directors. Is John Woo a foreign director? Yeah. Guess how many badass American movies do we have from him?
Right.
So I mean, I'm cool with being a little fluid on how we do it.
Yeah. And also we're gonna go with no Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
It's too good. Well, it's my favorite film of all time, but I mean, it's clearly the champion of all of these movies.
Right. Well, there's certain reasons why we left other movies out of the last tournament. There's no way anything will surpass this, and we still let Enemy Mine sneak in. But it's still, there's just some movies that we went, why even do this if we know they're gonna win or at least be in the final, so it's like, I say we leave those out for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about the other elephant, which is Destroyer. I would say it's too good, in my personal opinion, to be
totally
in this.
Say it.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, what do you think? Is it too good?
Well, yeah, it's a big studio picture, and its shadow is like way too big.
Yeah. And it's I wouldn't do it.
Easy. That's easy. Next thing to discuss. Okay, so now this is so same character in multiple movies, we only do one. So we're not putting all 4 Deathstalkers. We're gonna do one of the deaths.
As much fun as that would be. I say we start with whatever the first of a series is.
Of it,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Deathstalker 1 would be in talks. Deathstalker 2, 3, 4. No, even though I do like 4. Actually, I like them all. 2's jokes. I just said Deathstalker 2.
You said it 3 times already.
I've got to play it. I'm not gonna play it 3 times. That's
no, just one time. Fine.
Just one time for it.
I'll have my revenge, and Deathstalker 2.
All right.
that fire sound effect gets me every time. It sounds like someone's wobbling like construction board or something like that.
Just somebody in the background shaking it over the microphone.
Right. Now what about, so here's the other question that I think we're good to start. The other thing is, let's say there's a character that's been played by different actors in movies that do not continue from each other. Example, Hercules. There are several Hercules versions, but it's not the same. So we're only going to have the character of Hercules one time. So we're going to essentially pick what we think is the cheesiest / best Hercules representation. So same with Sinbad or any of these kinds. Well, Sinbad is not a barbarian, but he's not a barbarian. I just had Lou Ferrigno on my mind. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like we don't want to have multiple of the same characters, if that's a thing. So far, Hercules was really the only one that I could think of who has lots of movies where they could be overlap.
Well, Herc and Sinbad, but like, if we were including the Ferrigno Sinbad, it's the only one of its ilk from this. Like I wouldn't include any Harryhausen or anything like this. This is like 70s, 80s stuff.
Right. Yeah. I'm going with 80s. I'm trying to go with strictly 1980 to 1989.
Yeah.
I think I'm within that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that was the only things we had to kind of figure out.
Sure.
So yeah, 80s movies, barbarian style fantasy, right? Sword and sorcery, however you want to sword and sandal, however you want to call it. No repeat characters. First of a series, if there in fact is a series.
Yeah.
Nothing like a Conan or a Destroyer because too big of a budget, too big high profile. Schwarzenegger, all that. So that's out. And it has to be a male lead because we're going to do a female version of this afterwards. I think that's all the stipulations.
I think that's all the main points. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the main points. All right. So let's go with, okay. So Charlie, what's one that you're thinking about?
I'm gonna go for the low-hanging fruit first, and I'm gonna do the Sword and the Sorceress. So that's on my list for this one.
Sword and the Sorcerer?
Sword and the Sorcerer or
Sorceress.
So that's Warrior and the Sorceress, right?
Which one?
That's Warrior and the
Maybe
Sorceress.
I'm right. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. It might be Sorcerer.
Because there's those two titles, right? It's Warrior and the Sorcerer.
Yeah, there's like two that are so freaking close.
The one with David Carradine, man.
That's it.
That's the one you
want. Okay, so that's the Sword.
Sorcerer. Sorcerer. Is
what?
It? Which one is
That's
it?
the one I had. Warrior and the Sorceress is the movie with Carradine. No,
we're off the rails already. I'm pulling it up on IMDb.
Okay, no, Warrior. No, okay, Warrior and the Sorceress is David Carradine.
Right.
That's it. So that's what he's thinking. Okay.
Okay. I fully agree. By the way, it's on my list, and it's I mean, we could get into it if it's in the tournament, but it's one of those old covers come to life. I mean, there's like talking lizards and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I had that one as well.
Okay.
And the way I identify it is the four boob.
The four boob one, person. Yeah.
So that's 1984. All right, so I'm going to remove that from my list because that is in. And I had that as well. All right, and Sean had that as well from his email that he had sent me.
So there we go.
So I think that's, and actually, Steve also had that in his.
Yeah, so we all agree.
So Steve just basically Googled to see what, what were the popular ones, and if he had some inkling of it. Well, he was very honest. He's like, if I think I've heard of it, I'm gonna mention it, right?
Yeah, we've talked about this one with him.
We've talked about this.
He's heard about it. Yeah.
All right, so that one is that. So we agree that's final.
Yeah,
that one's in.
Okay, Sean, what's one for you that you were thinking about?
Conquest. I'll go with another one that we're probably all gonna.
It's on my list.
On our list, yeah.
Yeah. So I had Conquest, as we know. That's the famous story of me yelling at Sean and telling him not to move until I get there.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Oh, I'm buying Conquest." It's like, oh, and I was like, well, wait there for me to just hold two in your hand. Wait till I get there. And you're like, well, there's a few copies. I'm like, Sean, if I get there and they're out of Conquest, I'll fucking lose my mind. So it's up to you if you want to take that chance or if you want to wait 5 minutes for me to walk there and get it. So
that's
Sean
what being friends with J-Man means. It's like you get threatened with wealthy arms.
Exactly. Yeah.
He messaged me today. He's like, I'm at Dollarama. They have toys. I said, I need the Wolverine, and he got it for me. Like, what's the point? Yeah. What would be the point? And I didn't ask if he got it for me. I assumed he did.
No,
I didn't even. Because, here, yeah, because like, why would you do that? Like, what's the point, right? Like, I'm at the store. Here's these toys that you want. Are you going to get it for me? No. It's like,
unless he's doing like I'm at the store and I see the toys you want. Ha ha, no.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know what you wanted. Like you told me Wolverine because I was waiting for you to say like, well, I need this because you're like you had everything. So
there's some I had and some I just didn't want. Like I don't care about Venom, for example, because
I'm buying all of them. So
you're buying them all, yeah. I might. Well, you have doubles of all of them, so I might grab some off you if I.
I rebought all the ones I had. Because
that's fine.
They're like way marked down. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so Conquest. So let me see, Sean, you had that. I had that on my list as well. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to remove Steve's entire thing because it looks like it's just a lot of overlap with what I've got anyway.
Okay.
All right. Let's go with. All right. So I have a phone-in pick. Hungry Boy. He may or may not come. He wants Hawk the Slayer. I had Hawk the Slayer as well on my list. So that's okay. So do you want to call that a complete right there?
Right. Now I'd say as we can call them now, but as we go, if someone goes, oh crap, we really, really, really need to do that movie, then we can go back and maybe do an elimination.
Yeah.
Where we're like, okay, what one would this be better than? So but I have Hawk the Slayer on mine, so for sure.
Oh yeah, there's no way this is. I don't think we're just gonna say 8 movies and then we're gonna close the stream in 10 minutes. It's like I don't think so because
so far we're all overlapping. Don't don't jinx it yet, Jay.
And I think we probably will overlap with most or all of these because when I was looking, I was like, this to me looks like a generic list. Maybe everyone else has the same thing, and maybe that's the case, but I don't know.
Yeah. So could not be reached is correct. So Classic Comics, how's it going, dude? So Hercules cannot be in there, not that version, because it doesn't fit the 80s. So that one's can't be on there. Hawk the Slayer, So I think people seem to like that one a lot. Hey, Phantom Outsider, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
The Barbarians. Okay, so the Barbarians. What did you guys think about that one?
On my list.
It's on my list.
It is on your list.
Yeah.
I actually had it. No, I still have it. I'm sorry. I still have it.
Oh, Jesus.
I love the Barbarian Brothers. Yeah.
No, because I had other stuff. I actually like really pondered this a lot, but no, it is on the list. I had it as Barbarians.
Breaking the noose with his neck muscles is the best. It's like, come on.
I mean, it's just a fun movie though, too. I mean, it'd be nice to have that sprinkled in just for some good comedy relief on some of these movies.
And they still have their New York accents for no reason. It's like, hey, no, give me back the sword. Like it's like,
right.
It's on Prime right now too, which is even better. So
I've got the Blu-ray of that sucker. So so far, I believe I own all these in some form, not all on Blu-ray, but in some form or the other. Ator. So I got Classic Comics Ator. Now, I had that also on my list as well.
On mine. Yep.
So Ator Part 1.
It breaks my heart that we don't have the other ones, but anyway.
you got
Iron Master, freaking I don't know.
I mean, I like Iron Master. I mean, we could discuss it, I suppose.
Yeah,
we don't necessarily have to take Part 1.
Ator is weird because I don't see it. I know it's supposed to be a series. It's not. It's just like they make these random movies. It's like Iron Master. He has a brother for no reason that was never mentioned, and now he knows all these iron skills. It's not really Ator, but they call it that. Anyways, let's get through our lists and then we'll talk about stuff.
Lady Hawk. No, that's gonna go. I think that's gonna go in the female. That could be a potential female one because there's a strong female.
It's very strong.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Would you call is she the hey Clobberin Times, how's it going, dude?
Hey Clubby.
So I don't know, because I mean a lot of people that's with Rutger Hauer, right? So that's kind of what
is it too good?
See, that's my other thing. Like that's a pretty well known like sword and sorcery kind of knightish kind of, I don't know. That's an odd one, but I can't say a whole lot because I do have one on here that I don't think's on either of your lists. That may a lot of people don't think about. So we'll see.
Lady Hawk to me, it's like I always thought, Michelle Pfeiffer was cool. So I could throw that. We could discuss that one on the female category because we got a strong female. But
I mean, we got to pick 8 movies with female led, and I mean, when you start breaking it down, there's not a lot.
There's not a lot. There is only like maybe 20 or something in the entire world.
Right. But I mean, and then some of them aren't even worth talking about. So I think I'd almost rather have Lady Hawk over there for that, Yeah,
let's do that. I agree. Okay. Sean, what do you think about that?
No, I agree with that. I see another one in the chat that I was thinking is quite too good.
Where did I miss something?
Beastmaster.
Too good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's too good.
I was thinking because when you were mentioning Conan's too good. I was like, there's another one. What was it? And it's like, yeah, it's Beastmaster.
Every kid watched Beastmaster. It was on TBS constantly. Yeah. It's Marc Singer. I mean,
yeah, I think it's too
Beastmaster's good. Way too good. Yeah. I have to vote on it over a lot of these just on principle. That's all it is to it. So
well, I didn't put it in my 8 because I did think it was too good.
I didn't either. Yeah.
And I met Don Coscarelli, who's like one of my heroes. And we talked about all that stuff. So it's just, it's too good. And we're not putting any of the sequels.
No.
So Beastmaster's off the table.
They're not even that good. So I wouldn't want to put them on here anyway.
Yeah.
2's a little fun. 3, not so
right.
much.
Another one, I guess, would be
that's another Qualifiers movie.
Masters of the Universe.
Too good.
Way too good.
Yeah,
that's
it's what
and sort of not. 7. Yeah, I know.
Sort of not.
He's on Earth and it's sci-fi, and
I do not care. It's too good. I don't care what anyone says. It's too good.
No, Charlie. Like I've memorized the movie.
Oh, I know that movie front to back.
I've seen it 4,000 times.
Yeah,
I have every poster that came out for both versions of the theatrical release. I got Dolph's autograph right on, as soon as his autograph came up, personalized. I was like, He-Man. Punisher's my next one. If I meet him again, I'll get Punisher.
Always He-Man.
He-Man's number one.
He-Man. It's a great He-Man movie. It's a great New Gods movie too.
It's the New Gods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
There you go.
Anyway.
Nobody's gonna be. Do you have any other? Well, my entire ending is He-Man, so stick around till the end and you can see more He-Man. Okay, so let's see what else. Yeah, gore. I have gore in consideration. I put it on my list.
I took it off my list.
Okay, so let's put it as a maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I haven't seen it in a while. I remember being cheap and shitty looking, but
that's the one that's kind of my your-ish, your gore. But it's got a different storyline to it that I remember. That it's not just your run-of-the-mill, because it's aliens. You go to another planet, you do all this other stuff. Jack Palance, I think, is of course, Jack Palance is the villain in Hawk the Slayer too. So that would be kind of fun to compare Jack Palance villain roles.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on my list, but we can leave it up as a potential.
It's still, even though it's another planet, it's still sword and sorcery.
For me. It's
totally like the other ilk of that, like where a dude goes
to
another
John Carter.
World. Yeah, it's John Carter, but it's also
pretty
like
much
Oliver Jones, and it's like it's everything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Plus, I just read the first gore novel, so I'm like amped to talk about. If you guys have read that, I have never seen the gore movie.
Yeah,
but I read the book recently. No, I didn't just finish it. I read it maybe 7 or 8 months ago. Because they had a sale. I bought the first few gore books, and I can guarantee you that movie ain't that book, because they're flying around on huge eagle creatures and fighting in the air. I'm like, you would need James Cameron to make this movie. I'm like, I guarantee this movie doesn't have all that crap in it. The way they fight in the towers and stuff is awesome. The books are awesome.
It's super, super low budget.
You're not gonna like it. Well, you'll like it, J-Man, but it's not the books.
Yeah.
I know it's not the books.
Yeah. I was going to agree. So I think it's one. I don't even count Excalibur as that's the genre we're talking about. Even though it's fantastic, but it's also too good. It just doesn't go. Flesh and Blood with Rutger Hauer.
I don't know about that one. Clash of Titans, no, it's too good.
And Dragons, it's 80. It was Clash of the Titans 80, 81. Or is that
I don't.
It's 81. Yeah,
81. Okay. Yeah, too good.
Good. Dragon Slayer is on my list. It's coming out on Blu-ray soon. I pre-ordered it.
I bumped it off my list. I did have it wrote down, but I took it off.
What about you, Sean? What do you think for Dragon?
It's not on my list. I had bumped it off as well.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because I had other awesomer movies. That was the thing, right? When I close my eyes and think of like a sword and sorcery paperback cover, I think of other movies before I think of Dragon Slayer. That's what I was gauging everything on.
Yeah.
So
Time Bands is too good.
Legend is too good.
Legend's too good. Sword of
the Valiant. What do you think?
I don't have it.
I didn't write it down, but that is a that's a contender.
That's the Green Knight. So that's the first, before the poem. There was sort of obviously the poem was first, but I knew nothing about the Green Knight until I saw Sword of the Valiant. I love this movie. I did not include it. What do you guys think about that one?
It's not on my list. I mean, it's I don't know.
It didn't fit my.
I couldn't
Sword
get
and
it
sorcery barbarian-ish.
Okay.
Fantasy.
I have the
All
other
right,
one I
fair.
have we've talked about but didn't talk about. I've got Deathstalker on my list.
Me too.
I agree. Let's do Deathstalker. That's got to be on there.
We can't not do Deathstalker.
Well, yeah,
100%. 100%.
So we said Gore's a maybe for right now, right? So
I've got Gore as a maybe. I've got Dragon Slayer as a maybe because I had it and you guys didn't. So that one's further away.
How many spots do we have left open since you're
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just did 6. We have 2 more spots left.
2 more spots. Yeah. So I've only got one more movie that we haven't talked about on my list. This is going to be one that maybe it doesn't fit, but it's a good excuse for me to watch it. And it's Eric the Viking.
I own that.
Shit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
have it.
It's so Norse barbarians. You know what I mean? And it's funny.
What's the year?
I always thought it was sort of trying to rip off Monty Python stuff.
89.
It is Monty Python. Yeah. It's
okay. Let's put it as a maybe.
Let's put a maybe.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in 100 years. So
See, that's I want an excuse to really just sit down and watch it, but yet still get to talk about it because not everyone remembers Eric the Viking. You know, it's fun.
I've got I own that one, so I can watch that. But I haven't seen that in 4 trillion. I bought that like when it came out on DVD, and then I just I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah.
I had hold on, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had Hercules Lou Ferrigno.
Me too.
So I bumped him. I'm not against Lou Ferrigno's Hercules. It's a good one. I had just took it off. Also, I wasn't 100% clear if we were even going to do Lou Ferrigno as Hercules in this.
The thing is, I absolutely love both movies. I had them on DVD. I had them on VHS. I had them, and they're the big clam. I think part 2 is the clamshell thing, but it was where it's like just the top open and you pulled the movie out.
Right.
And I've got both theatrical posters. Hercules 2 was very difficult for me to acquire an original poster. I've got every version of the poster of the Lou Ferrigno. I've got like the thin, skinny one, the wider version. Like I love those movies. I didn't know they were supposed to be silly. Like I would watch them as a kid and totally believe like this is the greatest thing ever.
It's Superman, but Hercules.
But
very much
for
so.
Me, like if someone even said they're too good, I'd be like, yeah, maybe you're right. They are too good.
I was concerned about that. Like I don't want to say they're the greatest movies ever made, but is it too good because it is a Lou Ferrigno? It's super well known.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice, I think we talked about when we first talked about this, and we were saving some of the animation for something else. Yeah,
do animation. Yeah, well,
you had Wizards and those type of movies.
Fire and Ice is a masterpiece to me. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I've bought it and I've rebought it and rebought it. And Sean, I am going to find that I buy multiple copies of it just in case something happens. I'm weird. Like I bought. And that DVD was like limited edition DVD. I'm like, I'll buy 2 just in case. I'm like that. And then I bought 2 heavy metal 4K tins.
Oh yeah, you bought the 2.
I'm like, just in case something happens, I want to have 2 tins. Like, I'm crazy.
Right.
So hold on, let me see. Did I miss anything? Deathstalker 2?
Sword and Sorcerer. That's the one with the 3 blades.
Yes, right? I would say yes to that
one. That's definitely a contender.
Yeah, and I've got that on 4K. So I'm thinking I'm going to say yes to that one for me as well. Charlie, you're thinking about this. So let me put it as a one tab maybe. So here's what I'm doing. I'm doing the ones that are the for sure, and then I'm moving the next one. I'm just have it on Notepad. So I just tab, and then I do another list of the maybes, and then I tab again for the
possibly, but
probably not.
Kroll's too new.
We did it in the space. So one of the stipulations was no space. Right. None of the movies we did in the space tournament.
Yeah.
Yours and
no. Sorry, that was and your. So your was second place. Or no, Yor won. No, wait, what am I saying? No,
Yor didn't.
No,
win.
Space Hunter won.
Space Hunter.
No, I killed Yor. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
I killed Yor.
No, classics. Yeah, Yor came in second place in our space tournament. So,
and not that it doesn't fit here,
but
it fits. We've said our piece about it, so now we want to kind of spotlight other movies.
Plus, I have a Yor Facebook group. If you want to join it, you can. Right. And the Yor just fought the Predator. So Yor the Hunter just fought the Predator. The next thing is going to be multiple choice. I'm trying to figure out. Between the mutant. I want to see where else Yor, because now they've got a space. So at the end of my last adventure for Yor, Enna, Roa, and Peg have a spaceship. They have the Predator spaceship, and Enna knows how to fly the spaceship. So they're going to go off world in the next event. We do this. I literally do this for no reason other than to just kill time.
And it's just fun. It'll pop up and we all get to vote on which way it goes. It's choose your own adventure. It's a blast. I look forward to when it pops up.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like it's called Choose Your YOR Adventure.
Love it.
Can't do Return to Oz.
Princess Bride, Big Trouble in
Big
China.
Trouble. No, these are too
good. Does kind of fit the criteria, but gets a little bit further away from the sword.
Well, it's not sword and sandal. You gotta ground it somewhere, right?
There's swords, there's sandals. Come on, man. And machine guns.
Big Trouble, but
Big Trouble.
Oz.
Return to Oz.
It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. Oh my god! But
I'm still terrified by the rollerblader things in that movie. Man. That scarred me as a kid. I
saw it in a theater, and when the one guy turned to Santa, I was like, that guy's dead. He's dead.
Oh, the Wheelers?
Yeah.
Shit.
The Wheelers.
She nailed that guy. And I was like, oh, damn, that guy. I remember watching this. I was like, oh, the guy just got disintegrated. This is awesome. Yeah. And TikTok, literally spinning around and smashing guys with the lunch pail tree boxes.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it was friggin' Cyclone from friggin' He-Man.
He-Man, yeah.
It was He-Man, yeah. I was like, shit, it's fucking Cyclone. And then, oh man, I don't know. I love Return to Oz. Sean and I did.
Now I want to watch it again.
Oh, dude, Sean and I did a stream on Return to Oz. Yeah, out of all of the Days of High Adventures, my Conan one has 900 something views. All of them have tons of views. Return to Oz doesn't have any views. Dude, what happened? It's this movie's awesome. We need more views.
That's why they don't make Oz movies. No one cares.
Right.
Yeah.
No one cares about it.
But yeah.
Okay, so let me see. I think the only one that we didn't discuss that I had was Dungeon Master. And I don't know, I can't remember.
Dungeon Master doesn't really fit though, no?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's more futury because he goes to those different realms. So,
I considered that months ago, and it dropped off my list early on because
is that the Empire movie version of Dungeon Master or the other, the company that turns into Full Moon later?
Yeah, it's a band movie. Charles
Band movie. Okay.
Yeah. Basically,
I wouldn't have even thought of that one.
There's 17 directors but there's not 17. There's 5 directors in each section. So the guy goes to different realms and fights different guys. Mm-hmm. And then each section is directed by a different director because it's a different. It doesn't really fit. I threw it on there because it had the word dungeon in it, and I play Dungeons and Dragons. So I was like, I'm
not against. I haven't seen that in forever, but yeah, it wasn't even on my radar for this one.
Okay, so we've got so that one can go. So let me see what we have now. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7. Okay, so we got Warrior and the Sorceress. That's 100, right? We're keeping that one, right?
That one's in.
Conquest, yes. I think that's a hell yes, right?
That's a hell yes.
Yeah. Hawk the Slayer, I think it's a hell yes. Or I don't know. Is it?
So
he's not barbarian-ish, really.
No, but it's sword and sorcery.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of that
magic and shit.
I'm in a sword and sorcery group on Facebook, and anytime someone goes, "Hey, I remember this movie. It had such and such in it," everyone answers Hawk the Slayer as it's now a meme in the group.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're describing freaking The Rock in a movie. Is it Hawk the Slayer? Because that's all anyone will type in there.
Yeah. Okay. Barbarian Queen will be in the female.
Female.
So let me do a quick recap because we've got a lot more people watching than when we started. So this is 80s fantasy, sword and sorcery. So 1980 to 1989 has to be a male lead. If there's a female in it and a male, but the female is a really awesome character, that might be in consideration for the female version of the same tournament. Because, like, I know Red Sonja, it's her movie, and Schwarzenegger Caldor is awesome or whatever, but like, it's still kind of her movie. Like, obviously, Schwarzenegger outshines anybody in any movie he's in, so it's hard. But that would still, Barbarian Queen would be there, like a Hundra or like a Sheena or any of those kinds of things.
Right.
Even Lady Hawk.
I was going to say Lady Hawk is a perfect example of a strong female, but a good supporting cast as well with it. So
right. So that one's not going to be in consideration. Anything we did on the space versus is not going to be in consideration either. So yours off the table, Crawl, those kinds of ones are off the table.
Yeah.
And if we're doing a series, we can only have one Hercules movie. We can only have one Ator, one Deathstalker. And if it's a series of continuations, it's only the first film, because really the first film started it. And then if they, like Deathstalker 2, I think could not be reached, was like 2's a bit more lighthearted. Right. But I got to go with the first one. That's what started. So even Barbarian Queen, we're not going to do Barbarian Queen 2. It'll be Barbarian Queen 1 if it makes it. So, just as I said, recap perfect, Dan. Thanks, man.
We got you, man. We got you.
Dragon Slayer also had strong female character. Right. So maybe Dragon Slayer.
That's true. Eh?
Okay, so let's take Dragon Slayer off the table.
She was as a boy, but it's the big reveals that she's a girl, even though you know that. going in.
That's okay. Let's take that off the table.
Let's take that off. Yeah, that gives us 2 slots left open.
Okay, so
what are they?
Okay, so hold on. So Hawk the Slayer. Yeah, I'm good. 100%, guys.
Totally.
The Barbarians, we have to.
We have
to have that on.
I'll quit if we don't put the Barbarians.
We have to have that on there. We have to have that. Deathstalker, we have to have. There's 4 of those. That's a big character.
One.
He's damn near the mascot of the show. If it wasn't for He-Man,
basically,
it would be Deathstalker instead of He-Man. So, yeah.
Ator, we have to, because there's so many Ator movies.
I think Ator's a must.
Okay, so the musts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 super. We can't move on those. So now the rest we have. Hercules, Lou Ferrigno is in talks. Gore is in talks. Eric the Viking is in talks. Sword and the Sorcerer is in talks. I'm thinking Sword and the Sorcerer kind of almost has to go on there.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it has to. That's a childhood movie. I hate saying this, but I got the poster for that one too.
It's got an iconic weapon in it, you know. So I'm totally down with putting Sword and the Sorcerer in it.
Could not be reached by Deathstalker 2. If I put Deathstalker 2, it'll be chaos and confusion, because then they're like, I want Iron Master and I want,
be a 3-hour stream trying to go, oh, we pick our favorites out of all of them now. No, it's gotta be Deathstalker. No,
I was considering doing a Deathstalker tournament to see who gets to qualify.
Oh Jesus.
That's a good idea, right? But
that is a good idea. But I'm also going, wow, we have the qualifiers to even get to the tournament. Oh,
dude, I don't know. Like we're just gonna go crazy doing that. I'm trying to see what other good.
I like this. I like the 8 we start out with. This will be good. Yeah, that's how I'll feel at the end of that. 100%.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So we have 1 slot left.
So in talks, let's take a look here. Hercules, Lou Ferrigno, Gore, Eric the Viking. Let me look at some other ones here. Sword of the Barbarians. I've never seen that, so I don't know if that's any.
It rings a bell.
I don't know that one. Oh.
I just got a list of stuff that was like. Let me look it up. The Sword of.
Another one is Wizards of the Lost Kingdom, which I've never seen. I know there's a movie series, but
this looks like it might be an Ator. Oh no, it's not an Ator movie. It looks pretty damn good. Oh no, is it Miles O'Keefe? That might be an Ator movie.
It might, yeah. That's why I know the name. It's one of the. That's the thing. those Ator movies are interchangeable with like not being Ator movies, right? So
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like I have Iron Master on DVD and it doesn't say Ator 3.
Temple of the Golden Amazons, which I just bought, but it's pretty bad.
It's not even.
It's not even really. It's like modern day or something.
Yeah, it's an Indiana Jones exploitation.
Yeah. Okay. So forget that because we're gonna do an Indiana Jones exploitation.
Oh yeah, man, Bloodstone.
Oh man, not just the Judas Priest song, Bloodstone. Okay. Throne of Fire.
I don't know what that is. It's probably an Ator.
No, stop it. They're all Ator
movies. Just random things. What is that, Ator? Ator 12.
Yeah.
It definitely looks good. Hold on. Let me put my screen for sharing here. Sharing is caring. Present. Share screen.
That's fantasy. Well, put that shit in here.
I don't know. This is like, it's a Thor movie or something. Throne. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Like this looks like this is literally. Is this Ken Kelly art or like it's one of those guys? I can't tell. Could not be reached would be able to tell.
Yeah.
No, this isn't Ken Kelly. This is who is this? It's too small. I can't tell.
Well, that says a film by Peter McCoy, but I can't.
Yeah. Oh, I just look at the art poster. I judge everything by the cover. That's why I buy shit movies.
I mean, that cover's badass, but also,
is this a female lead movie? Though?
I was just getting ready to ask.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it from the stills.
Is this the same thing though? Like I don't know. Okay, let's take it off the table. We'll put it in consideration for female.
I mean, all you see is female on all the stills. I agree. Yeah. It's probably a very strong female lead.
All right, so I'll get rid of that one.
Okay.
I have Thor the Conqueror. Could not. I took it off because these other movies would trounce it, but I do love it.
I didn't put Thor. I don't think I've seen Thor the Conqueror though. To be honest, I don't remember it.
It's pretty awesome.
Is it pretty awesome? Let's take a look at it.
It's low budget ass awesome. It's it's not.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He gets blinded in the end, and then the eye gods give him.
I know that cover. The cover with the flail like mace. I've seen that cover.
But this,
I don't know if I've ever seen this.
Is this not an Ator movie as well, though?
No,
there's only 4. I looked it up. There's only 4 Ator movies.
There is only 4 Ator movies. I looked it up also.
So you got the Blade Master, Iron Warrior, and Quest for the Mighty Sword with the first Ator. Right. The Fighting Eagle, I think, is what the first one.
Fighting
is.
Eagle is the first.
Yeah.
But Miles O'Keefe is not Ator in the last one, though. There's one where he's not Ator, so it's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's Quest for the Mighty Sword or something like that.
They just call it Ator 4.
I mean, this is kind of interesting. Man, I'm getting so pumped I could watch all these right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has like a half owl, half man that mentors him, and
you're making a good case.
He goes to a haunted cave, and there's like these ghosts
that
try to scare him. Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't know, but if we're looking at it, does that trounce Gore, Hercules, or
that's why I took it off my list.
You know what I mean? Because we only have one spot left. So
yeah. Like if I'm being honest, from these picks, I would put Hercules as the last slot.
Yeah, I really like Hercules. Let me look up this.
I looked up the thing that can withstand the strength of these other movies. It's you know,
right.
Like I do want to watch Eric the Viking again though.
I'm just gonna watch it if it's not in this tournament. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah. I'm gonna also watch Gore. From what I remember, I know Gore isn't like a great movie, but it was just one of those like man out of time, but it's still a barbarian movie.
Yeah. So let me. Okay. The problem is that I do own all these movies. Never mind. I was gonna say because I don't own Gore, but I have access to it, so I can provide my access to it as well if needed.
Right.
But I mean, I love Hercules. But you know what? I'm trying to think. I really like Conquest and Hawk and Barbarians and Deathstalker and Sword and the Sorcerer. So I don't think Hercules is going to be like. It's not like when Space Hunter and Yor were in the previous tournament where I love them so much that I kind of fought a little harder for them.
Right.
I was scared that I might fight too hard for Hercules, but I think Sword and the Sorcerer is pretty badass. Like Hawk the Slayer is a super fun movie. Conquest Sean and I just like absolutely like literally like died over. So I don't know. I oh gosh, what do you guys think? Okay, so I think Eric the Viking's out for me. I didn't have it originally.
That's fine. That's why it was a total wild card pick for me.
Yeah.
And I, like Sean said, I just want to watch it now. Yeah. So I don't think it would last as long. I think I'm between Hercules and Gore is where I am at. And Gore is just because I want to revisit it so bad to see if it even is bad.
I think it is.
It may be, but also I like the idea of putting it up against Hawk the Slayer first. So it's Jack Palance versus Jack Palance.
But
see, it's just this wild thought process. But I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay with Hercules though. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, hell, there's only 2 on my list that's not in the tournament. So yeah. Eric I liked his other joke, the Miles O'Keefe joke he put up there. That's pretty funny. How much Keefe this movie have? Miles O'Keefe.
Miles and miles and miles.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. I will shine a light. The Steven Seagal approval.
I'll give you the earthquake. I love earthquake. So he's like the best. He's like our favorite.
So what do you think? You want to put Hercules in there?
I think Gore might be too bad.
I think it'll probably be a fast elimination if you put Gore in it.
I might have seen Gore maybe 15 years ago. So I only have a VHS copy of it. I don't have anything else.
There is no other version of it.
Oh no, they never put it on. No, I got that from like a closing video store. But,
that's how I got. I got Assault on Precinct 13. They Live. Supergirl. There was this store. We've got time. There was this, my buddy DW. He's been on a couple times. He used to work at a game shop slash video store rental, and there was when I say this, you're gonna die. There was a warehouse where video stores that closed sent all their stuff to.
Okay.
So we would go. Now the thing is that my buddy DW, this is in university, I was just getting him into the good stuff, like what we're talking about now, and Space Hunter and all the stuff that we like, all the Tubi stuff,
right?
And horror movies. So horror, the genre flicks, horror, fantasy, sci-fi. And we would go to this place, and it was literally like you would have to get on a step stool to reach the top. And it's just, you see how my walls are like this? Walls of VHS, just a warehouse of them, all stacked, and just by like letter. So it'd be like A, and it would be like A was like 3 of these or 4 of these shelves, and it was like that was it. You're just like, and sometimes it'd be wrong, like it'd be Nightmare on Elm Street, but they'd put it under A for
Nightmare, yeah,
or the would be under T, but sometimes it wouldn't be, right? Like, or it would be like The Evil Dead. It's like, okay, under T, and then Evil Dead 2 is under E. It's like, oh, okay. Like, you're like, is that right? Like, so random. Anyways, and it was like, I think it was like $2 or $3 a movie. Like, that's it. He literally, what took me 5 or 6 years to accumulate in collection, he did in 1 week. We went every day. He was getting, like, he couldn't hold it, but like, it's like the entire Basket Case trilogy. It's like all the Puppet Master movies, all the Evil Deads. It's like all the what were all of those? What were the weirds? What are the
subspecies?
Right. All of the subs, like Charles Band, everything. It's like, and I'm like, dude,
that's what I'd be clearing out. Yeah.
And I was like, you've been spoiling. It took me like 6 months to friggin' find Evil Dead 2 on, like, you could not find Evil Dead 2. It was impossible.
Right.
I remember when I found Evil Dead 2 with the skull cover of the eyes. Yeah. I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. Like, I remember the day buying it. It was the same place. It was the same place that had the Phantasm 3 clock. I have a Phantasm 3 clock where the hands are the and I actually I broke it. So I actually kept it was like I broke the cover, but I kept the insides. It's like it's literally behind, you see Han, Carbonite Han. It's in there.
That's my favorite Phantasm. Phantasm 3.
Oh, I've got Phantasm 3. They all signed it. I didn't get Michael Baldwin, but I got Don, and Reggie, and Angus, all on the VHS. Nice. Phantasm 3, because I was saving it because Michael Baldwin wasn't in part 2. It was the other guy. They had they swapped out the guy from Near Dark, played Mike or whatever. Yeah, Phantasm 2 is my favorite.
It's good. There's just, I don't know, it's just something about 3 that it just drew me.
3 is high energy. Yeah,
it's high energy. It's almost like post-apocalyptic at times.
High creativity. It's like just surprise after surprise.
It has no reason to even be a Phantasm movie, but it is, and I don't care. And I even like a lot of the later ones where it gets a little insaner. But
I mean, I like all 5.
I just bought the collection on Blu-ray. Walmart had it for like $20, and I got every Phantasm movie. So I was like, hell yeah, sit there and watch me some Phantasm.
Yeah,
right. All right. Well, Hungry Boy's coming in on his way, actually. So we'll give him a minute, and then we'll see what he what he thinks.
This whole list sucks, and then like,
well, then that's what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
No, but Phantasm 3 is awesome. Phantasm 2 I saw without knowing what the movie was. I started watching. I used to watch late night movies.
Yeah.
This is the big famous Phantasm 2 story. Since we're waiting,
sure.
I turned on TV late night on the channel that we all watch on in Canada.
Yeah,
and I just saw a guy, they're breaking in to the gun shop, and the guy took takes 2 double barrels and fused them. I was like, oh, I'm watching this movie. So I stayed up watching it. I was a little kid. I would stay up till like 2 a.m. I would stay up till American Gladiators was over. And then there'd be roller games at American Gladiators. And I was like, I could do Gladiators and roller games would be on after that. Roller games would be on at like 2 in the morning. It'd be like, oh, it's hard to stay up. But it used to be Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, Freddy's Nightmares, American Gladiators, roller games. And I was like, oh, I couldn't do it. But anyways, they had late night movies. I was like, what's this movie? So the guy fuses the thing. They go out and the whole movie. And at the end, the girl's twirling her hair and rips it out. And you're like, what the shit? And it's the tall man driving. And she was the tall man or whatever.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's the ending. The villain won. I could not believe it. I didn't know what the movie was. Right. It was impossible for me to find out. Yeah. I think I found an old TV guide. Like it's like it was on like a weird time where the TV guide was already gone. So I actually went to the store and I found an old TV guide, like last week's TV guide when that was the thing. And I flipped through and I was like, oh, I think Phantasm 2. I was like, this is a part 2? Oh my God. And then my grandfather, trusty old grandfather, rest in peace, buddy. You helped me out on so many occasions. We found a jumbo video. I called every video store, and I don't rent movies. I buy them.
Yeah.
My grandfather drove me to Jumbo Video, and I said, "Hi, I need to speak to the manager." And I'm like, "I need to buy this Phantasm movie." And the guy's like, "Well, I don't know." I was like, "I don't care. Like, I need to. I'm not renting it. It's coming home." I said,
never ever coming back.
It's never coming back. I'm taking it home. And you know my nemesis story. I'm not afraid to pull a fast one if I need to. This is how it's done, guys. I don't know. It's like TV and all this. Like this is how it's done. And I was like, I'm not leaving until I have it. And he's like, okay, fine. And we struck a deal. I think I paid like $27 for it back then on a used VHS rental copy. It was piss condition. My grandfather had to tape because they cut the cover up and put it in that clamshell. He literally taped it. My grandfather actually made a case for me for it. Like, so it fits. Yeah. He was awesome.
That's awesome.
So I watched it. I was like, this is the greatest 2 movies ever. And when Phantasm 3 was announced, we literally immediately went and got it. All my buddies watched it. We then had a discussion. I used to have a balcony when I was growing up in my apartment. We sat out on the balcony and we're like, all right, guys, let's discuss Phantasm 3. Like what's going on? Like and we had and then we started fan theorizing. Oh, I bet you it's this and this is going to happen. We're like, this is awesome. When does that ever happen, man? Like that's never.
It's a uniqueness to that series right there, man. I don't know. It's just something about it.
Yeah, no, it's not. So yeah,
okay. Of watching TV partway through a movie and not being able to know, there's no info button.
Nope.
A TV guy probably says to be announced. It's like you don't know what the hell you're watching, and like that was me with the. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie X from Outer Space. It's
hold on, let's bring in Hungry Boy. Hold on a second. Hey, Hungry Boy.
You hungry?
Hello.
Okay, I'm already a fan of his avatar.
Oh, he drew that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's there's the Judge Dredd. Hold on, I'll make it full. Let's make it full for you.
Yeah, Judge Dredd. This one's in progress.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Those are the two best tattoos ever. It's like,
and they match. They match thematically. They match.
Same tattooist. She's amazing. And once I got this one done, I'm like, this is actually a cover up over an old tribal. So she's actually doing it as a cover up, but it's got Robo. Go for it. Robo there. Ed 209. There's going to be more stuff around it, but this is Dredd on his Lawbringer, Dredd here, and then Dredd here.
Yeah. You would have liked growing up in the 80s in Australia because we had Judge Dredd as a newspaper strip.
Oh, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. I got a lot of the 2000 AD, like the big newspaper style magazines.
That's what we had. You know, I mean, I had to go to the news agent. You know, like you guys. I don't know what you would call it in the United States or Canada, where you'd go to like the bodegas, etc. But we had
newsstands. That's what we called. Yeah. We just had newsstands.
Right. So you know, we would go to the news agent and they would sell school supplies, the sports pages, the newspapers, all kinds of stationery, little tchotchkes, you know, little cheap toys, etc.
Yeah.
And but you know, hey, 2000 AD Weekly. Oh man.
Good stuff, brother.
Beautiful. That's the first time I saw Mr. Bolland's work, Brian Bolland.
Yep.
And oh boy, Judge Death, dude, that's one of the top 5 comic book stories ever made.
You got
Dredd. There you go.
Oh, you were able to. You know what? So I was at the shop when my shop cracked those open. I don't even think they got a Judge Death because they only. That must have been short packed or something. Maybe they didn't open their full, because I usually, when I go to the comic shop, I go when they're opening up their stuff. So I literally get first crack of whatever's out there.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see Judge Death.
I have everything that's out right now, which is Judge Giant, Judge Dredd, Judge Death, Judge Mortis, Judge Play. Fire.
I don't know. There's like a peg, like you've got
the Judge Fear, Judge Fire, and then I have the SDCC there in the black and white. But Judge Death has the ghost bottom. He's not on legs, so he looks like his spirit version of him.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Kind of like the Bisley bit.
Yeah, Lawmaster one comes out soon, along with my Anderson. Oh, Clegg the crocodile. I got him coming in.
Hello, Clobby. Hello. Oh, we need a Judge Clobby.
Clobby, there you go.
We could do something.
Oh, Judge Clobby, I might have to do that. Oh, Clobby, I know it's coming up for your next birthday, bud. Judge Clobby.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
sorry, we took over the sword and sorcery stream.
Okay, I've got this one here for you. I've got this one. You know how much this has to do with sword and sorcery? I found Bailey doing that so I'm throwing Steve. I apologize. I'm throwing some of our wrestling stuff in here.
He'll be fine with it.
Oh, gosh. All right. So Hungry, were you able to hear any of the beginning of this? Because we had some rules established before we started.
No, I'm sorry. I just woke up. I went, holy shit, my alarm didn't go off. It was like 30 minutes late. I just dived and plugged in the microphone and ran.
All right. So I don't think we knew each other when I did this before, where we did the verses, where we did a space opera style verses, where we take these movies and put them against each other in a tournament. So any movie that we covered in that cannot be put into this one. So that was one of the rules. So something like Your Hunter from the Future can't be in this, right? So that got eliminated. Whoa, there's a huge thing of lightning just now. Gee, my whole entire apartment, this is glass. It just illuminated. That was crazy.
Yeah, we have a snowstorm here that's combined with a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we've got a tornado watch right
He's
now.
got Charlie has a tornado watch.
I gave J-Man heads up real quick.
The blizzards, and we get the cyclones here down under.
There you go. Well, Australia's just trying to kill you, period. So
right,
we'll give you a pass on that.
Yeah,
you can't. We can say that you can't, but that's all right.
All right,
it's still true. It doesn't matter who says it.
Right.
Look, I have had spiders as big as your hand on my wall. Okay, so
yeah.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, no exaggeration. Charlie, can you hold up your hand to the camera, please? That big.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are what the huntsman.
Steve
I was the huntsman.
Yeah, Steve would literally die. That's like his.
They'd carry Steve off into the outback.
So Steve's favorite character is Spider-Man. His favorite character is Spider-Man, and his most fear is Spider. And he's read Amazing Spider-Man 1 to like 400. He's literally he's been reading them from the beginning. Right. And I'm like, but you hate spiders. Like, how does that work? Anyway. All right. So that was the couple things. Also, the movie has to be more of a male lead because we're actually doing a female version of this tournament.
I see. So you're going to do a subgenre of a subgenre later.
Right. It can't be high profile. So no, like Conan the Barbarian can't be in it. Even Destroyer, Beastmaster was excluded. Legend.
Legend doesn't count. Hell no.
Right, like it's like so stuff like that. It can't be in. Also,
I'm sorry. Aside from Tim Curry, I bloody hate that movie. Tom making accent. Screw Legend.
Yeah, so it's got to be a bit. Cheesier, right? But some movies. Okay, we already have 7 movies. Right. We just need one more, but
Hawk the Slayer.
Yeah, I already said Hawk the Slayer for you. So I'll tell you what we have.
I did say that privately to you. I did. You got my vote in early.
I got your vote in. So let me tell you the ones that we have so far, and see if you agree with it. Oh, sorry. There's 2 other stipulations. Number 1, if there's multiples in a series, we just go with the first one because we can't start getting into like I like Deathstalker 2 better than Deathstalker 1, or we can't. It's just too much.
Are the Deathstalker films in?
Deathstalker 1 will be in it, yeah. And 1 character. So if there's there's like 5,000 Hercules movies, we're just picking 1 Hercules movie. We're not going to pick Steve Reeves, or I guess it wouldn't have been Steve Reeves. He's too early, but like basically the Lou Ferrigno Hercules Part 1 is the one that got made it. Okay, so we've got the Warrior and the Sorceress. That's the 4-boob David Carradine.
Yes.
We have Conquest. That's the Lucio Fulci movie.
No.
We've got Hawk the Slayer. So Hawk the Slayer. That was your pick. We've got the Barbarians with the Barbarian brothers, the twins.
Yeah.
We got Ator number 1.
Oh right, Ator the Eagle, right?
Ator, yeah. Deathstalker number 1 because that's how we're going.
Cool.
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Yes.
So that's got to be in there. And then we've got now just before you came on, we decided on Lou Ferrigno Part 1 Hercules.
Fair enough.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wait, is that 7? No, that is 8. That is 8.
Yeah.
So here's what we're thinking. We're thinking like Gore was one that we were thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the only other one that was sort of in the conversation that we didn't get rid of. So things that are not going to be in it would be Hundra, Sheena, Red Sonja, Barbarian Queen, She, Lady Hawk, Sorceress. Dragon Slayer was in the conversation, but we're not doing. There's a strong female in that, so we might throw it because there's not a lot of female-led ones. There's a lot of strong female characters.
For the other subgenre you mentioned, yes,
right. Yeah. Beastmaster, no, too good. Beastmaster is too good.
Too good.
It's too good.
I would vote for it over every other movie. That's all there is to it. Yeah, it's too good.
And also, Beastmaster has like what 2 sequels?
and a TV show if you count all that.
The TV show. Yeah, no, we'll stick with number 1, but it's still too good.
It's still too good. Okay, so I mean, there you go. Like, have you seen gore? I mean, I read the first book, which is not the movie at all, so I'm not sure.
I've seen both films because I'm an MST3K and Rift Tracks guy.
Right.
But I mean, I'm also a fantasy guy. I mean, we had such crap choices for fantasy for decades. And as I will admit, okay, Clobby, cover your ears. I was a D&D kid. Okay. Yeah.
Why is it to cover his ears? I'm a D&D guy. Clobby doesn't like D&D?
No, it's not that. It's that Clobby has no problem with it, but some of the society he grew up with did not like it too much.
Oh, because I invited him to play, and I'm thinking maybe that's why he said he doesn't want to. I was like, "There's something."
I mean, we actually had in Australia, we had a bit of the old panic. The old silly panic about it.
Oh yes.
Oh,
we had that here too in America.
In front of panic, Charlie. You know the words that.
Yes.
I'm avoiding that, and I mean, it's like Gary Gygax is one of the biggest traditional Christians around.
I know. It's so weird how they latched on to that and metal music. Good Lord. Clobby says I have no problem with D&D.
Yeah, Clobby's like, what are you talking about?
Hey, Clobby, I was just kidding, but I'm telling you, man, in the next couple of months, there's gonna be a Judge Clobby illustration.
That's good. That's awesome.
Can you imagine that beautiful Ben Grimm rock face underneath the Judge helmet?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be badass. Hell yeah. Oh, Jehovah's Witness. That actually tracks a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hey, Masters. No, Lady Hawk's gonna be. So we're doing a female version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the female version with Lady. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean Michelle Pfeiffer to me. Like when I think of Lady Hawk, I think of Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't really think of
Rugger Hauer.
Rugger Hauer. Even though Rugger Hauer is cool.
Yeah. Leprechaun, all parts. MMM's just coming in here.
What are you talking about? This is okay. So hold on. We got
mad about the last tournament that he didn't even live stream with us at the finale. I remember, man.
Oh no!
That's. I'm giving him an earthquake for that one.
Give him the earthquake.
Sean, you really like that earthquake one.
He's like, that's his big move. He just sits on you.
Right.
You work with what you got, man.
Listen, when Earthquake came out, John Tenta, when he came out, he was a sumo. He was a Rikishi at one point. But anyways, when he came out, and they're like, and they're like, I could just see the interview, like, what's your movie? He's like, well, I sit on people. Like, fucking A, you sit on people. That's what you do. It's like, that's
exactly what we were hoping you would say. Check, you're in.
Sumos and fantasy films, dude. That was a wasted opportunity in the 80s. They should have hired those guys out.
They should have.
Absolutely.
All right. So do you think Revenge for Crawl? No, stop it. You weren't there.
That's right. You bailed.
Revenge you bailed on Crawl.
No.
So I'm giving you the He-Man punch. How do you like that? All right. So Hungry Boy, what do you we still have about maybe 10-15 minutes left before I have to end. So what do you think? You think that's a good?
I think it's a perfect list, and I think if you add any more to it, it's going to be too long for one stream.
Right. So here's what's going to happen. It's not going to be one stream. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to decide who faces off with who.
Right.
And then we're going to start doing the streams. And the way it's going to do is like each battle will be one stream, because we don't just say which movie we like better. The way I do versus is that we use my space rating system. So we do story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment, and we see which one we like. So which has the better story, which has the better pacing, which has the better artistry, which has the better characters, and which one do you think you like better just as an enjoyment for a movie. So that's how we do it. And then once we do the first round eliminations, we'll be down to 4. Then we'll probably just do like two streams, one stream to get it down to the final 2, and then the final 2 stream.
So it's actually like an 8-ball pool competition and elimination challenge.
Right. Right. So if we're good with those 8, what we can do now, we've got about, we got about maybe 15, even 20 minutes. Let's try to figure out the actual verses.
Okay.
So here's what we got, guys. I don't know if, so we got Warrior and the Sorceress, Conquest, Hawk the Slayer, Barbarians, Ator, Deathstalker, Sword and the Sorcerer, Hercules. What do you guys think? What do you think the pairing off should be?
Well, Gore can be pretty nasty, so I think Gore should go against Deathstalker, or sorry, against Conquest, because Conquest.
We're not gonna.
Go ahead.
We can't do Gore. No, we can't do Gore. No, we eliminated Gore.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe Ator against Conquest.
All I'm saying is that whatever is nasty aside from Conquest should go up against Conquest, so it's a fair competition, because Conquest has got so much messed up stuff in it.
Deathstalker.
So
I mean, honestly, Deathstalker would be the closest thing to Conquest.
Okay.
As far as equally
Deathstalker
matched.
versus Conquest.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Deathstalker versus.
I mean, the whole. We'll get into it during the stream, but I mean, the unmasking of the witch thing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I knew you'd love that.
Oh yeah. Dude,
well, it's funny. We'll talk about it on the stream too.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where she can talk normally till her face is revealed, and you're like, now she can't talk. But anyways, okay. So Conquest versus Deathstalker. Is everyone good with that matchup?
I like that matchup. Yep.
Okay. Masters is saying.
I actually kind of agree with this one.
What do you think
Barbarians
about that?
versus Hercules.
Oh yeah.
I like that one. What about you, Sean?
I didn't hear it. I cut out.
Barbarians versus Hercules.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So Masters, you better not be complaining about which one wins because you picked this.
You have laid your own bed. You got to.
Yeah, you got.
I was going to say, Sword and a Sorcerer versus Warrior and a Sorceress.
Right.
The two big
ones. The two big titles. We did that last
we
time.
always get them mixed up anyway. So
I know.
Let's just make it more complicated. And then Hawk versus Ator.
Yeah, Hawk versus Ator.
Oh, that's a good matchup. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
simple. I like
now, how are they going to be like in the thing? Let me see if I can let me
like who we're starting with.
Okay, because see the winner. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the winner of, let's say if we did Hawk and Ator, that winner is going to fight Conquest Deathstalker. You know what I'm saying? Like, where should they place?
Okay.
So Hawk Ator, who should that person face? Barbarian Hercules winner?
That makes sense to me.
That's what I was thinking.
I like that. Yeah.
Ditto.
And that automatically answers the other side, so it just moves those over there. Yeah.
That's clean and symmetrical.
All right, so let me see. In anticipation of our choices, I did have some of this already ready to go.
Look at him! Look at him! Like the master manipulator.
I
know how you guys are going to think in my tournament.
J-Man.
No, I don't have the
J-Man is
the full thing. I do have because I'm looking right now. I already have Conquest, Barbarians, Hawk the Slayer, Hercules, Deathstalker, Sword and the Sorcerer, and I had Gore, so I'm going to remove Gore.
They're getting all digitized. Yeah.
You're cutting out. It could be the storm coming in.
It could be the storm, yeah. Rogers just sent me, can you guys hear me?
You sound like the guys at the end of the trench battle in Star Wars.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, there's major wind.
It's true.
Am I
back
back
out here?
Yeah,
you've got to.
It's really bad outside.
We can hear you clear now, but you got a lag. I can tell there's a.
Yeah, it's a lag a bit. Yeah.
So. Okay, we're almost done. We're just about there.
We're pretty much done. Yeah, I can share my. Here, let me. Can I not share Photoshop? Oh, I can.
There you go.
Oh wow, we're like going crazy here. Am I flickering? My God, my screen is flickering.
Yeah, we see it on your screen.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, it's so crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna shut it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I think we know the brackets it's going into, so I think we're good.
Yeah, so Yeah. So that was my God, it's crazy. I just got a message. Got a message from my service provider. I was trying to see like what they were trying to say. If they were trying to say like there's like interruptions or something. Roger service.
Do you have a storm radar site that you can look at?
I've got yeah, I can go to it. It doesn't seem like normally the first thing to go off would be my lights here, and they're still good. So, okay, so I anticipated Hawk, Ator, Barbarians, Hercules, Conquest, Deathstalker, Sword and the Sorcerer, and I had Gore, and I did not have Warrior and the Sorceress, so I have to do those.
Okay, it's close,
but pretty damn close.
I'm gonna have to watch Warrior and the Sorceress again. Damn, I haven't seen that since I was a late teen.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, we're not going to start this next Friday, pretty much.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, need a little bit of time.
So that's the next question is, so maybe not next Friday, but the Friday after.
So
hey, it's like the Friday movie. So what is that? The 17th?
17th.
Let me check.
Oh my God! St. Patrick's Day fantasy boobies.
Yes, Sean, we're seeing Fury of the Garbage Gods on the 16th.
Oh God.
So you're not seeing that, right, Charlie? Or
no, I haven't watched the first one. I'm in burnout. I'm in burnout with Marvel movies, DC movies, everything. I'm burnout, man. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, I used to work as a freelance penciler in comic books. Imagine how I feel about
this. Oh my God, dude. You have to be like, really? Come on.
I'm hating it. I'm hating it right now. I'm seriously, everything feels like, you remember when Mad Magazine used to make fun of these wonderful, wonderful films?
Yes.
It's all like Mad Magazine is doing the superhero films now.
But they did it better because they still understood. They actually understood how to formulate a plot, and it's so funny too because you want no, and I know I'm being funny, but actually I'm not being that funny, to be honest. It's
you're right. Yeah.
No. It still made sense while you were reading it. You're like, oh, this is so funny. It was like parody, a spoof, and all, but you're like, but this was actually fun, and it actually was. It was funny, and there was like an actual like story.
Well, it was the whole thing with when they did Star Wars and they got the cease and desist, and George Lucas went, "No, it's awesome. I wish I'd have thought of what they did." I mean, he's like being halfway legit. Like, why didn't I think of that storyline? So, Mad Magazine, they're God. They used to be God tier. I haven't read one in forever.
Well, Clobby knows because Clobby is the comics god. A lot of the guys who made Mad Magazine funny went through a lot of the same struggles in life that a lot of the great serious comic book artists and writers went through, you know?
Yep.
So, I mean, you look at what Kirby went through, Gil Kane went through, Eli Katz went through. I mean, even though he doesn't talk about it, he became a bit of a punce. That's an Australian colloquialism. A bit of a punce later on. Chris Claremont went through, or Gherkin. Sometimes we call him a Gherkin.
Well, a lot of these guys knew each other too. It was, they just, some made it into the comics. Others just did something for a paycheck. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they even knew each other in the same circles.
But if you're doing it for a paycheck and you're worried about being fired, your professionalism goes up because of that.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
And these days, you have these people who seem to be writing. The people who seem to be writing this stuff, I swear to God, they're a bunch of people raised on SpongeBob, Red Bull, and Ovaltine. The overabundance of sugar and attention deficit is showing in the scripts.
That's the American dream right there, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, as long as we add Captain Crunch into the equation, right?
Oh, I love Captain Crunch, though.
We got three different flavors of Captain Crunch, man. We're good.
Wow!
No, it's sold for $15 a box here in Australia, Captain Crunch.
Ouch, man! I get mad when it's $6 here.
Yeah, well, see, we get Captain Crunch for $15 a box, and you guys have to. Sorry, in America, you have to pay like $10 for 6 eggs. Now.
It's because we get it that way because they know they're going to get it to us on the back end because of diabetes. So the healthcare system.
It's an investment.
It all equals out at the end, man.
It's a long-term investment deposit.
Oh my god! Well, we don't have nearly the flavors. I like my convenience store just got cherry Coke again. I was like, yeah, it was cherry, and it was zero. It was cherry
the
Coke
zero one. Yeah, that's in markets.
We have strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper now.
I got
That's the new
my
flavor
God.
that's
right here
out.
in my hand.
Dude, it's amazing.
We used to go to shop just to get the junk food from America.
I'm not even drinking it right now, but we have energy drink Gatorade now. Like my wife just brought me one of these home today.
Wow. No, we don't have any of that.
America.
Yeah. That's what freedom tastes like.
That's what them freedom dollars buy you, boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but what was that thing where I said I'd called an ambulance and I had to pay $45 and I was like, oh man, I have to pay $45 and you're like,
Yeah, it's like 4,500 for us. That's not even exaggeration.
I know, but you do have that Dr. Pepper. So sounds really good. I don't know.
America doesn't have they don't have coffee crisp for some reason.
Oh, dude,
we have some things they'll have. So like our Smarties are way better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your Smarties aren't even what our Smarties are.
No, it's
they're totally different thing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, Smarties there is rockets.
Yeah,
oh my god!
It's that's what we call Smarties.
The Canadian Smarties, where they're like nasty, hard, crunchy M&Ms.
Yeah,
I love Canadian Smarties. I buy the small ones and I take them as shots. No, I'm serious, and I'll even put them. I'll put them under
the Halloween ones. Yeah,
the Halloween ones. Yeah, and I do shots with them and then put them. I can count like 7 of those.
Somebody was talking about the M&M thing, and then they posted like, "Well, this is what the Canadian is Smarties," and I went, "Those aren't Smarties. We got these little like chalky little candies that come in a roll.
Wow.
Those are Smarties here."
Wow.
I do not like chalk candy. No.
Oh my gosh. I love M&Ms too, though. M&Ms are good.
The worst candy I ever encountered, although it's like you hate it, but you have to have another one for some reason. It's like when you've got a cold sore and you got to keep messing with it with your tongue, is this thing that Americans invented called orange slices, and there's nothing orange about them.
We have other ones too. We can get cherry slices and all these other flavors. Yeah. Like I can go get it for $1 at the dollar store across the street.
Is it sour?
Everything cherry in the United States, anything that says cherry in the United States that costs less than $3 tastes like NyQuil.
Yeah, it tastes like medicine. Dude, if you just want to chew on wax, that's what these things taste like. It's like someone drank some orange juice, breathed on it, and said, "Here's an orange slice." That's what it is.
In America, there's only one thing that's cheap that's called cherry that's good, and we didn't really have these here in Australia, but Jolly Rancher candies, they were great.
I like Jolly Ranchers.
We have them here.
We have
just,
those.
that's just pure crack right there.
I can't seem to find a good sour. I like sour candies,
and
like literally, I've tried Toxic Waste. I'm like, no, it's nothing. Like I don't know if I'm just desensitized because my mom used to get me these really sour ones, but like I'm getting hungry thinking about sour candies.
Like nuclear warheads are probably the most.
Ours were atomic warheads.
Yeah, atomic warheads.
I had atomic. That didn't do it for me.
Really?
I
like those.
They were good. They were good, but not sour enough. Like they were sour.
Sour Patch Kids Heads was good.
Yeah.
Because they put double the dose of sour in it.
Which ones were those, Sean? Say that again.
Sour Patch Kids Heads. It's like they have big heads and small bodies.
Okay, I will check for those.
They had them at the Cineplex, man. I'll show them to you.
Okay, show them to me. Yeah, okay, show them to me on.
If it comes in a bag, what you do is you wait till you get to the last two, and then eat the dust that's in the bottom of the bag with those last two. It'll be the best thing you've ever had in your life.
I love sour keys and stuff. I've literally like sandwiched different ones together and like made like a little mini sour key sandwich. I would eat them every day. I would eat them every day at work. And, like that was my lunch. People would be like, "Are you eating sour keys for lunch?" I'm like, that's my. And then one day I brought Twizzlers for my lunch instead.
I've got a question for the Canadians here.
Yeah.
Okay. When I went to America, there was this wonderful selection, and Clubby knows what I'm talking about. It's also very much comic book oriented. Selection of treats called Hostess, like Twinkies.
Yes. Oh, Twinkies are awesome.
Ding dongs. I love ding dongs. I love all those. So what's the Canadian equivalent of those?
We have Twinkies. We have we also have those Joe Louis. Do you have Joe Louis?
Yeah, Vachon makes them here, and they're a Quebec thing, but it's the same thing. It's like Joe Louis and all that stuff. Yeah.
We have along with Hostess, we got like Little Debbie. And
I've heard of Little Debbie's. Yes.
Yeah, Little Debbie's is another one of ours.
Yeah.
And then there's like small local ones too. I can't even remember the names of them.
There was like a competitor with Hostess in New York. So Hostess seemed to have been. I went on a deep dive on this from the internet. Where there seemed to be like this main company in New York, and then Hostess was mainly Middle America and West. And I mean, I don't care as long as a ho-ho tastes like a ho-ho. All right, just I need the dark chocolate. The dark chocolate.
Oh, I don't like dark chocolate. Oh, I'm not a dark chocolate guy. No.
Oh, J-Man,
it's a bad invention.
You're one of those guys.
That's great because you're gonna like say, I don't like this nasty dark chocolate, and it's gonna
dark
be
chocolate's brutal. I like the superior. I'm just joking.
Milk chocolate.
I'm just joking.
It's fine. I know what you're trying to say.
I'm just joking. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm not saying a word.
Ghirardelli's. I miss Ghirardelli's. Ghirardelli's dark mint chocolate. Ooh. Yeah. I used to have that with like a
versus Mexican candy. I would actually watch that because I've seen people eat some of that Mexican candy and it's like wrecked their asses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think there's like companies where you can get like a box sent to you from like other countries and they'll have like different selections of treats.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what website it is, but there's just you can just order random stuff. And there's a guy I know that does a lot of conventions. He just brings like Japanese candies. He sells out every show. And I've tried some of them. I'm like, Jesus, do people eat this shit? And he's like, oh yeah, they love this shit.
Yeah, they make a new version of Kit Kat every week.
There's like a wasabi Kit Kat, man.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah,
but the packaging is so good. As an artist, I feel like, okay, I will buy it. We'll go halves in it. We'll go halves in all this Japanese candy, and you get to eat it all, but I keep the packaging.
That would be totally fine. I have no problem with that. There was one we tried. It wasn't Pringles. It might have been just a chip, but it was cherry blossom. And I was like, that's a freaking flower. But by God, you eat that stupid thing and it tastes like a cherry blossom. I was like, no, I'm done.
It's so hipster, man. Foodies and hipsters.
God. It was at a game store. They had just ordered it in, and then they had like shrimp flavored, and I'm like, no, I don't know who wants that. Was it classic seaweed flavored candy? No, those words don't belong in the same sentence, man.
The shrimp chips are a thing, though. They're
not
good.
the seaweed flavored candy. Classic Comics just posted up. No.
I can't, the only thing I can eat at a Japanese restaurant is udon soup. That's all I can eat.
I eat rice.
We used to have a lot of good. We had a Japanese place actually burnt down, which sucks. And they had this fish thing. It was like you'd get it was like the white sauce, cream sauce, and like, oh, I'm getting so hungry, with like rice, and then it'd be assorted like fish stuff. Oh, it was so good. And then my wife and I would pretend to eat with chopsticks. We'd get through about like 3/4. Like, I can't. It's like, and then we just switch to spoon.
Yeah.
I had to use the ones
but we would always start off.
I had to get the ones that were connected at the top. Then I felt like I could
yeah.
Hey, J-Man, you want to hear something funny from a comic book perspective?
All right.
I could not do chopsticks properly, and I had about 5 waiters on 5 different occasions try to show me how to do it. They were very kind, very polite. So eventually, one of the things that we in comic books in art we use a lot is the paper-based medical tape, and I brought the paper-based medical tape to a Japanese restaurant and just taped the chopsticks in the proper position.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, those ones that you pull apart, like what you're like, Charlie, what you were saying, like where it's like you can, they're stuck together. It's like you get them stuck in, you're supposed to break them apart. You could just kind of like stretch them a little bit, and then
barely bend them, and they'll stay together. Yeah.
And they'll right, and that's like the cheap way to do it or whatever. But like,
there was one we went to that it was literally the kids' chopsticks, and they weren't together. They're separated, but they had this little plastic piece, and it would slip over the top, and that's what would hold the chopsticks.
Right.
And I was like, I need those just to try this out, because I can't. I don't have the dexterity without it being connected at the end.
I just don't get the angle. I used to have the dexterity before I had a lot of medical troubles, but it's the angle of it, the way it fits between, the way it fits into your hand. I just can't work it out, you know. But then again, I mean, it took me so long to learn how to ink. I'm telling you, you know.
There you go, man.
There's a proper way to hold the brush and use the brush, and I was doing, oh man, and the crow quill and everything. I was doing it so wrong until I had a brunch with Dick Giordano, God rest his soul. And oh boy, I mean, Clobberin knows who Dick Giordano is, one of the best thinkers who ever lived.
Yeah, we all know he is.
Oh, and I just 2 hours with him at a brunch was like 10 years of knowledge. It was great. But I'll tell you what, Dick Giordano could not tell me how to use chopsticks. There's no way that could work.
Now that's what's chopsticks? Are people?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
That. Oh, I remember my buddy, Sean and I's mutual friend. He would call himself a banana, and that's why I first heard the term. He's like, yeah, because I would talk to him about all these movies. I was like, oh, I just got this, and like, you know, and he's like, I don't know any of these movies. Like, what are you talking about? How do you not know any of these, like, you know, Chinese movies? He goes, I'm a banana. I'm like, I don't know what that means. And then I'm like, oh wait, I get it. I'm like, I get it now. It's like, this is 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I know.
One of my godmothers was South Korean, so I know exactly what that term means.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Good to have you back, brother. Thanks. Good job, man.
we're definitely gonna have a problem. Do I have anything to like to make fun of this, or no? I don't think I have anything that'll
no.
Here, I'll play this.
Garbage day. Huh? No.
There we go.
That's Red Letter Media's favorites.
Oh, I love that movie. My friend copied. We used to make movies as kids, and my buddy would write the scripts, and he wrote a script, and he filmed it, and it was like, and I was like, okay, and then later on I saw this movie. I was like, you literally copied the entire thing, and to this day I'm watching movies that I haven't seen before. I'm like, oh my god, that's where he got that from. It's like, so, you know, it's like some horror movie I forgot about.
Do that with superhero films. Just copy the stuff that came before.
I actually said that. You know, all they have to do is copy Conan. If they want to make a fantasy movie, just copy Conan the Destroyer. It's make it serious or whatever. You can make it more serious, or you can whatever you want. But it's like, guy goes on a mission, gets a thing, fights a guy, gets a thing, fights another guy, gets another thing. Those two things lead together, gets like one thing, fights the big monster at the end. Right? It's like it was Thunderball and Never Say Never, where Never Say Never again is just Thunderball. It's like it's a guy named James Bond. There's villains who have a weapon of something, insert weapon, right? He has to go to XYZ locations, right? Like that's it. And I'm just saying, if you can't come up with anything original, just copy you're supposed to be good copiers, but they're copying the wrong things, and they also don't care. They don't love anything. Well, the real thing is they don't love anything. That's what it is.
They don't have anything, and because there's nothing in their toolbox.
There's nothing, right?
Because it's like they don't even know what you're talking about, J-Man. It's like, what's that?
Well, you get too many that are also like, I just want to make it my own thing. I'm like, no one wants you to make it your own thing. We want our thing that we know. Stop fucking with it. You know, just give me what I know up there.
Yes, Charlie, and their own thing is worthless because they're only deconstructionists. I mean, you look at these people from from Rick and Morty. All they're doing is taking this great stuff from comic books and sci-fi movies and making fun of it. That's just tearing something down, not building something up. I mean, for God's sake, you know what we need? We need a 35-year-old Roger Corman in the industry right now.
Right.
I would love
you need experience. That's what
I would
you
love
need.
that.
Right.
Jesus.
Or even like
I'm not the only one that
Charles
doesn't
Band, who was like,
There's another Charles Band.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I don't watch.
I watch Rick and Morty. Honestly, it's another one of those shows that there's funny parts, but I'm also depressed as shit when I'm done watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried watching even like that BoJack Horseman thing, and I went, "Fuck! I don't want to keep going." I just turned it off. I was like, "This is too freaking depressing."
The thing with American animation right now, in regards to the writers, I won't talk about the animators or the character designers or the prop designers, is that there's only two tiers when it comes to the writers: the guys and occasionally the gals who are really, really good, and then there are the people that came along for the ride, and they are the ones who came along for the ride are the ones that Marvel are hiring.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's because then Marvel can say, well, we got the guys from Rick and Morty, or we got the guys from F is for Family, and really build them up like this resume. And you're like, no, that was shit. You know?
And as long as they get to have their name on the marquee, they're happy because it feeds their ego. And they actually think intellectually they are creating something, because that's the way a 6-year-old brat mind trapped in a 35-year-old body works. It's like, daddy and I shot the bear, or when a 9-year-old, when daddy's at work and you're home early from school, you go into the wardrobe and you put on daddy's jacket and daddy's belt and pick up daddy's briefcase and say, I'm a banker. No, you're not. You're a 9-year-old kid. Your dad is the banker.
Yeah.
And that's just going on now. And the beauty of to get it back on the genre tip, the beauty of the fantasy stuff is that most people at least tried to make something original, even if the budget was crap.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's why I was saying Charles Band. They tried, like they thought, Metal Storm. Remember we were talking about Metal Storm?
Yeah, and it's like you can't hate that movie.
Yeah. And we talked about it. He got totally screwed over just because of circumstances with that. I would love for someone to have actually given him money and time to give us the vision he had. That movie probably would have blown away Space Hunter. You know what I mean? It just easily could have done so much more.
Charlie, can you imagine what we would have got if Hawk the Slayer had the budget of Dragon Slayer?
We wouldn't have got Silly String of Doom and Hawk the Slayer at the end of that damn movie. That's what I've named it from now on, because that's literally what they're shooting out at the end. But give that story a budget and it would have been amazing.
I forgot about that. Oh my God, I forgot about the Silly String.
All right, guys, let's take a look.
Oh God.
There you go. Oh, J-Man's been busy.
Yeah, so I got so I already had all this. So I just added the two that I didn't have.
Oh, there you go.
So here's what we're gonna be done in a minute or two. So I just want to show everybody this is what where we're at. So it'll be Hercules versus Barbarians, and then Hawk the Slayer versus Ator, and then the two long title movies, the two sorceress. so the Something and the Sorceress versus the Something and the Sorceress.
David Carradine versus a 3-blade sword. We're good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Deathstalker and Conquest.
J-Man, I've got a question.
Yep.
Are we going to have a criterion for clever dialogue in this?
No. So basically, once it gets into the actual verses, Steve will be with us as well. What's going to happen is, so let's say we're doing like Hercules versus Barbarians. We're going to go through the story. So if it's dialogue and stuff like that, that could be either part of the story, or if it's a character thing, it could be part of the character section. So basically we're going to say, normally I use my space system to rate movies. So I'll give a rating out of 10, right? And I'll be like, okay, the story's a 1, the pacing's a 2, the artistry's a 2, whatever. And then you get a score out of 10. But for verses, we're going to say, okay, Hercules and what was it? Ator? Barbarians. So Hercules, Barbarians, don't tell me the answers now, but you say, okay, the story. Charlie, which one did you think had the better story and why? Sean, what did you think? Hungry, what did you think? Steve, we need 5 people? We need 3 or 5 because we want to have it so that there's no ties.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've done it with 4 people because, I mean, there's still 5 categories. So even if we tie on a few categories, the chances are becoming a full tie won't happen really. Right.
Right. But, okay. Well, also bringing up a Star Trek thing, which I know Clobby will approve of. Let's say on the day there are 6 people. I believe in the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Right.
So if there are 6 people, I will bow out so you guys get to 5. Okay?
It doesn't. Yeah, there's usually just 4 of us anyways. It's usually me, Sean, Steve, Charlie. So Hungry, if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't make it, you can't make it. It's fine. Like the 4 of us are the standard 4, and if it's a full tie, I will break the tie.
Yeah, I will be there just for discussing the turkey leg scene in Hawk the Slayer. Okay, that for me, see, that's artistry of script and dialogue right there. Because we have the budget of Doctor Who in 1972. We can't do anything here. But what we can do is make something really funny that feels like D&D talking about food. It is the classic. You're level 1. You're all meeting at the tavern, and what do? You talk about food. That's what you do.
Yeah, that would be what
the thief and the ranger arguing over a drumstick. I mean, that is classic D&D. Yeah,
MMN's just never gonna let this go, is he? It's like you were there, you saw it, man. Come on.
Look, I love Reb Brown is my friend on Facebook. He's my personal friend on Facebook.
Same with me. Yep.
You know who should have been in a fantasy film? Randy Savage.
Oh my God, yeah.
I would have loved that.
He could have played the ultimate bad guy, man. The ultimate bad guy. You think you worship pagan gods? You've got no idea what paganism means.
I had a great. Do I still have it? I may have deleted it because I actually had a pro. Sometimes I'll play it real quick. The stream's pretty much over. It's over in a minute, so this won't matter if they cut me off. But I played this.
But guess who shows up for no reason at all to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? You, man.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great intro for someone. Yeah.
So he was talking about Hulk Hogan because he was like saying that this is when they were breaking apart, and he's like, "Oh, we were doing fine. I was doing fine, but then he goes, when you need help, I showed up, but you just showed up for no reason at all." And it's like to get your grandstanding and hot dogging in.
That's great stuff.
You know who else would have been great in a fantasy film as a bad guy, as a heavy? King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, he was in something, wasn't he? Where did I see? He was in a movie or something.
Well, he played Tor Svensson in Ed Wood, yeah.
Oh yes, no, but he was in I'm pretty sure I saw him somewhere, but I don't remember.
He could have been in a Conan film, just one of the guys that Conan faces off with.
For sure, one of these like big
look like
up guys.
Yeah.
But okay, guys. Well, that'll be it for this week. So not next week, but the week after. We're good. 17th.
Yep.
Sounds good. What you said to start. Hungry. If you can join us, it'll be the same time. If you can, that's cool. If you can't, that's cool too. Because you could talk in the chat too, or you can just let me know what you think is better. But the first one you want to do, which one do you want to do first? You want to do Hawk the Slayer versus Ator first, or do you want to do Hercules versus?
No, because I know Hawk the Slayer is going to get knocked out, so I want that one to be pushed.
Let's do the one that you have in the top left corner. That's usually kind of how it goes. So if we what is that? Barbarians and Hercules.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And then what we'll do is we'll flip over to the other bracket, do 2 from there, then go down. And we'll crisscross it.
We'll crisscross. Crisscross will make you jump. Remember those guys?
Jump. There you go.
I actually remember.
To be sure, because I came in late. Since Krull is sci-fi fantasy, we're not doing Krull, right?
And it was in our
Krull was also
tournament.
Yeah.
And we killed it twice.
Krull was already.
It can't come back to life again.
I mean, it's already been done so much, and your channel did it better than anyone else. And
That's
God,
right.
I love that film.
That's right. Remember that we killed it twice.
I killed it twice, baby. I brought it back. It just I Kevin Smith it. I killed it, and then I brought it back and killed it again, like in that trash He-Man that he did. I'll never forgive him, and he's a liar. So I'll never forgive him.
The fact that you've got the intersection between Krull and Doctor Who with a Cyclops character is just so delicious. Yeah. And I love the Spider Matriarch. The Spider Matriarch flipped me out as a kid.
Yeah, that was neat. Yeah. It's just a D&D adventure gone wild or whatever. It's
yes.
Like, let's have a giant spider. Why? I don't know, because it's cool. That's why.
Dude, it was like the Tower of Inverness.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, guys, okay. So we will be back. So tomorrow night is comic. We're talking about Captain America number 100 with Rick Verbonis from Captain America Comic Book Fans podcast / Facebook group. He's a cool guy. Sean and I and him are going to talk about Captain America tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you guys there. If not, Tuesday's wrestling. If not, see you back for the verses for the first ever fantasy versus tournament in 2 weeks from today. All right. Until next time, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, friends. You've just been listening to J-Man. And he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.